What is going on, everybody? It's James Simpson here with another video. So let's talk about Manchester United's upcoming fixtures. It's one of those things, where you look ahead and start wondering how things might go. But honestly, I've always been a little skeptical about trying to predict too far into the future, especially with football. I mean, sure, it's fun to speculate, but there's so much unpredictability involved. And it's like one week a team is on fire, the next week they're struggling to string passes together. So maybe it's not the most exciting take, but I like to keep it simple. Focus on the next game, get that win, and build some momentum from there. Look, we've got some tough games coming up ahead, right? Brighton away, that's no walk in the park, especially with them having a new manager. We don't know what kind of style they're going to be bringing onto the table. Then there's Liverpool at home, always a massive game, no matter what. It's one of those fixtures that no matter where either team is in the league, you know it's going to be intense. And after that, we're looking at Southampton, Crystal Palace, Tottenham, and Aston Villa. None of those games are easy, especially with the way Villa's been playing lately. But there's this thing. It's not just about the teams we're playing against. It's also about where we're at as a team. United, man, they've been a bit of a mixed bag, haven't they? Last season was all over the place. One minute they look like they've got it all together. The next minute they're struggling against teams they should be beating. So for me, it's about taking each game as it comes. Consistency is the name of the game here. I think what everybody was crying out for last season was some sort of recognizable pattern of style of play. Something where you could watch a game and say, yeah, that's United's way of playing. But it just never really felt like that, did it? You look at other top teams, Liverpool under Klopp, City under Pep, and you know exactly what their style is. With United, though, it's been hard to pin down. And that's the problem, especially when you're trying to build something long-term. You can't just be switching things up every week, changing the back four, swapping the midfield around, tweaking the formation. Sure, injuries are a part of the game, and they've had their fair share. But at some point, you need a bit of consistency. You need players who are going to be there week in, week out, giving solid performances. Last season, it was like a roller coaster. You never knew what to expect. One week they'd pull off a great win. The next week they'd be struggling against the team they should be beating. It's exhausting as a fan. And I'm sure it's even more so for the players and the managers. Speaking of the manager, there's got to be some pressure on Ten Hag, right? I mean, he's going into his third season now, and people are starting to ask questions. Does he have a clear style? Is there a long-term plan? Because let's be honest, if United missed out on the top four again this season, it's going to be tough for him to stick around. The target's got to be Champions League football, no question. And it's not just going to be about getting into the top four. It's about staying in the hunt all season. You don't have to be in the top four every week, but you've got to be close. You can't afford to be 7 or 8 points off the pace by the time you get to November or December. That's when the problems start piling up. But even with all of that said, I don't think anyone's expecting United to be in the title race this season. It's more about getting back in the top four, securing Champions League football, and then building from there. There's still a lot of work to do before they're challenging for the title again, but that's okay. It's a process. As long as there's progress, that's what matters. So yeah, look at the next 6 games. It's about picking up points, sure, but more than that, it's about showing some signs of progress. Even if it's stop-start, which let's face it, it probably will be for a bit. You want to see something that makes you think, okay, all right, I see it, we're getting there. Whether it's a more solid defense, a more consistent midfield, or just a clearer sense of what they're trying to do. At the end of the day, United just needs to find a way to win, even when they're not at their best. That's what top teams do. They grind out results. And yeah, sometimes it's not pretty, but if it gets the job done, who cares? It's about getting those wins, building momentum, and hopefully by the time we hit the international break, we're looking at a team that's starting to find its groove. That's all you can ask for at this stage. That's it, guys. If you liked the video, hit the like button and subscribe if you want some more Manchester United content.